So I just stepped off from Smoke Lake access point. Tonight I am planning to camp at Little Raccoon Lake. Tomorrow I'll head to Lake Louisa. Day after that, head back, camp at Lac Bonnechere, I believe it is, and then paddle out after that. So 3 nights, 4 days. Looking forward to it. So there's a couple in a canoe up there, and they're totally putting me to shame with how fast they're paddling compared to me. Apparently I shared the kayak with this guy the entire time. Okay, first portage of the trip. So it's a short one. It's about 250 meters, so not too bad. A little bit of uphill, but it's nothing to worry about. What I do have to worry about though is I don't actually know what happened to that spider, so he's still in here with me. I have evicted the spider from the kayak. Oh, so I just got to paddle across this lake. It's luckily it's fairly sheltered, so I'm not expecting any big waves, but it should be interesting actually. I'm kind of looking forward to this stretch. All right, that was pretty awesome paddle. So there's those couple of loons just preening themselves at the start. The osprey, the geese. I always love geese. And now there's a kingfisher who's he's kind of escorting me on my route. Every time I get close, he flies away. It's kind of funny. I've been trying to get, or she, I think, because it's you can see the neck belt. If I'm correct, that's female. But yeah, I've been trying to get photos of kingfishers at a park closer to home, but they're so skittish. And I managed to happen upon this one and managed to get decently close, and hopefully got some good photos out of it. I'm gonna try to grab some more. We'll see. Awesome. All right, I should be closing in on the second portage of the day. This is the Devil's Staircase according to the map, so we'll see how that is. That kingfisher just flew right in front of me. With the low water levels, this is kind of a messy approach. At least it's not deep mud. All right, here we go, portage number 2. This is 590 meters into Big Porcupine Lake. I've actually already carried my bags to the end, so I know what I'm getting into in this one. So the first half of the portage here is the incline, the Devil's Staircase per the map, so here we go. All right, I'm almost through the worst of the uphill here. It's not too bad if you go slow and steady. And obviously double carrying the weight helps a lot, so yeah, not too bad. Almost to the end. So, yeah, the portage wasn't too bad. So here on Big Porcupine, I have a choice. I can either take a 300-meter portage, or I can do an extra 2 kilometers or something around this peninsula. So I think I'm going to do the paddle. picked up. It's a bit of a crosswind, but it's still mostly a headwind, so just gotta fight my way through it. Luckily it's not too wavy. Whoa! Well, I take that back. It's a little wavy. Well, they're not actually big waves. It's just the way they hit the kayaks spraying a little bit. So, and I thought I was through big water, so I didn't put my spray skirt on for this one. So, oh well. Closing in on my last portage of the day. I do have to say though, Big Porcupine Lake is it's a beautiful lake. There's a lot of campsites and it seems like it might get a little bit busy, especially given how many people I've seen on the portages today so far. But yeah, I'd come back here for sure sometime when it's not quite as busy. It'd be a beautiful lake to camp on. But alas, today I am going one lake further. Last portage of day one. This one's supposed to be like 220 meters by the map. Sign says like 390. Sign says 370. So I don't know what the ground truth will be, but let's get to it. Unfortunately with the low water levels, the landing is quite horrible. You gotta pick your way through the mud here, so I just lost my shoe. Gotta go find my shoe. Yeah, that's muddy. Oh wee. Right. After losing my shoe, let's try that again. Had to dig in the mud for that one. Try not to lose it again. Alright, through the mud. I just gotta walk. So I guess this is the actual entry to the portage. I don't know, you won't be able to quite see it, but my bags are probably about 100 meters down that way. So the water level's just a bit too low to actually hit this entry. So that's why it's longer than expected. All right, so I made it to my lake for tonight, Little Raccoon Lake. So there's 2 campsites on this lake, and you can actually only reserve 1 campsite on this lake. So I should have the pick of campsites to myself, unless there's squatters. Hopefully there's not squatters, and hopefully I get the lake to myself tonight. So it's a nice site. I'm just gonna go check out what the other one looks like, because it's actually not too far away, and then I will decide between the 2. So this site's actually pretty nice. It's west facing, so if I luck out and the clouds break. I might get a little bit of a sunset. No sunrise at this site. The other side I'd be able to see a sunrise, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow morning anyways, so I don't think I'm gonna see a sunrise regardless. So yeah, I think I'm gonna set up here for the night. All right, so I got my tarp set up just in time for it to start raining. Although it looks like it's letting up right now, so might not be too wet while I finish setting up camp. So the sun's going down shortly here. To be honest, I'm just taking it easy tonight. I'm quite exhausted from getting up early and starting the trip somewhat burnt out. So I'm just gonna cap it here and probably turn in. Good morning, day 2 here. So last night it was raining on and off pretty much all evening and night, so I turned in kind of early. Got myself a pretty good sleep last night, slept in a bit too, so that's good. I find I honestly go into these trips usually pretty exhausted to begin with, so I think getting a good sleep on day 1 is probably good. Today is going to be a pretty portage heavy day, so I have I think 5 portages or something like that. It's not a huge amount of paddling, but definitely a lot of carrying the boat. Total portage distance is probably going to be about 9 or 10 kilometers, including the double carries, so it's going to be a pretty taxing day. But with that, I'm going to enjoy my morning coffee here, and then I'll have to get to it. All right, here we go. So it's very short paddle to the first portage. First portage is, how long is this one going to be? First portage is 930 meters. And I have the double devil's staircase to do at the start of it. So that'll be interesting. And then it's actually kind of funny. Then it's probably a 50-meter paddle and then on to my second portage of the day, which is a 430. So 2 back-to-back portages at almost a 1.5 kilometers. All right, here we go. Starting a double staircase. Gotta say the double staircase is a bit of work, but it's short, so it's honestly not that bad. All right, that's that. So I have to paddle like 50 meters just across this water, and then I'm at my next portage, but it's only about 400 meters, I think, so shouldn't be too bad. Fortunately, there's a bit of traffic, but it is what it is. All right, here we go, portage 2. All right, portage 2 of the day is done. Luckily it was pretty flat, a little bit of up and down, but it was not technical, so it was easy. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a detour up here. There's a little creek, and the map says you can see moose there sometimes, so I'm gonna go see if there's any moose. It's noon right now, so I'm not sure if they're gonna be out or not, but I'll go check. It's a nice little marshy area, but the water level's a little bit low, so I don't want to paddle too much further because it's a bit tough going. Fortunately, no moose. Saw a heron in the distance, but I didn't want to get too close to it, so no photos. So you'll just have to trust me on that one. Wow, so there's a couple of otters. I honestly thought it was somebody at the campsite making noise, but it's them huffing at me. Wow, that's so cool. It's a huge challenge to actually get photos with a telephoto off the kayak when it's windy and everything's bobbing, and it's hard to get the focus point on the otters themselves. But hopefully one of those photos turned out. That's cool. I love otters. I love all mustelids. They're just fun animals, I guess, to watch. I'm pretty sure they're actually pretty vicious, but really cool animals. Alright, so I just finished portage number 3. It was not too bad. The ending of this portage has a nice little beach here. It's actually kind of sunny, so I figure why not just stop and eat some lunch. All right, got a nice tuna wrap down range. So it's just a very short paddle now across Lemon Lake here. And then on to portage number 4. This one's a very short one, so that's gonna be pretty easy. And then I've got a bit of a paddle after that to get to my last portage of the day. So away we go. Kind of an awkwardly rocky exit. Yeah, it's gonna be muddy. I'm gonna have to do some cleanup after. Oh well. All right, so I made it to North Grace Lake. It's kind of a long, skinny lake, so I've got a bit of a paddle to get to the last portage here. The weather is interesting. It's we go from sunny to chilly with a wind, and back to sunny again. It's supposed to rain at some point, but I just pulled another weather update, and it looks like it's going to be later in the evening now, so I don't think I have to necessarily worry about rain during travel, I hope. Kingfisher flew just in front of me. I don't know how it would look on the GoPro with the wide angle lens, but wow, it flew really close. Nowhere near enough time to get the good camera out, but wow, that was cool. All right, so I think I know where I need to go, but just to be sure so I don't paddle in the wrong direction, I'm gonna pull out the old map and compass, because that's the islet there, which means I'm at this point, which means I have to go here. So I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a loons calling in the distance. Okay, so let's see. Interesting. That tracks. I gotta go that way. I thought I had to go that way, but it's boom that way. Yeah, my gut told me to check, and my gut was right, because that looks like that heads down into that feature. All right, well, that's what map and compass skills are for. All right, here we go. Portage number 5. I got here just as it looks like it's starting to spit rain a little bit, so I think it might be a bit rainy on this one, but it is what it is. Got to get to it. So it's just shy of 1.5 kilometers. So as usual, I'm going to leapfrog it, probably drop my boat halfway. Fortunately, the terrain from the map looks like it's going to be relatively flat, maybe just a bit of downhill at the end, but either way, shouldn't be too bad. Well, I can see the rain coming in, so I'm gonna have to switch and get going. All right, so just as I'm getting unpacked, that wind really picked up. So I am glad I'm not in the water right now. I made that one just in time. All right, Portage 5. This takes me on to Lake Louisa, my lake for the night. So let's get to it. It's kind of nice, the rain passed by pretty quick, so it only took me about 10 minutes for my transition to portage mode, and the rain's already passed. So hopefully it doesn't come back. If it does, I got my rain jacket. That's what rain jackets are for. Only 200 meters in and there's already obstacles. We're at to pull the kayak under a tree. Oh, actually there's also a little bit of uphill, so I'm a little bit tired already. Still got a long way to go. You know, it's kind of a tease because you can see the water down there, like a couple hundred meters away. But alas, I still have about 900 meters left on the portage. All right, so I checked on the map. A little body of water is, I should have left my life jacket back there. Anyways, a little body of water is unnamed little tiny pond, if you will. So, not my destination anyways. I thought they were just teasing us. Wow, there's a big cliff there. That's something you want to fall off of. So finally made it to the downhill segment of this portage. Gotta say, my watch is reading like 5.2 kilometers right now with the double backing. So I mean that watch is probably reading a bit high, but yeah, it makes you wonder about the actual distance on the portage. That was more work than I expected, but here I am. Okay, time to find a campsite for the night. It's kind of funny, as soon as I ended that portage, the skies just opened up, rained again, not hard, but a bit, and now it's sunny again, so that's the kind of night it is. In terms of campsites, I might try to do the first campsite I find here. I passed by it last June and I actually liked it. It looked pretty nice, so I'm gonna go check it out and we'll see what we can find if it's free. All right, so it's kind of a cool site. I don't know if the island sites might be a bit nicer. I've camped on one of the islands last June. The other island is supposed to be really good, but this one's pretty good. It's mostly enclosed, but it's got this nice rocky outcropping here, which is going to be good for maybe seeing if I can get a sunset photo if the clouds cooperate. There's no astrophotography tonight because there's a full moon, so there's no point in trying to get something with southward visibility. This has, I think, decent northwest-ish visibility, so I'm gonna hold up here for the night. And that's a tent. Wow, what a day. So I'm pretty sure I did more portaging than I did paddling. If you look at the end of the video, you'll see the moving map that'll have the stats, so you'll see what I did today. For now, I'm just watching the sunset. Gonna have some dinner, and then probably turn in shortly thereafter. Good morning, day 3 here. So it's a bit of a chilly morning here on Lake Louisa. The sun is coming up and the sky is clear, but unfortunately it's all blocked right now by the trees, so I see sun in the distance, but not on me. It's about 6 degrees this morning with a bit of a breeze coming off the water, so definitely on the chilly side. On deck today, I am heading to Lac Bonnechere. It shouldn't be too bad of a journey. There's 5 portages I have to do, but for the most part they're on the shorter side. A couple like 500-600 meter ones, but for the most part they're actually relatively short. So I'm not expecting it to be too taxing of a journey today. Well, with that, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee here and get going. Unfortunately, the clouds have come back, which is a bit of a shame. I was looking forward to paddling in the sun a little bit. Still a touch chilly and windy, but it's warming up, so by the time I get to the next portage, I should be able to layer down a little bit. All right, so it looks like I chose a busy route today. So there's at least 4 boats ahead of me heading towards this portage. So I just stopped and had a bit of a snack to let them get some distance on me. Okay, make that 6 boats. There are 6 boats ahead of me heading for the same portage, so it's probably gonna be the busiest portage I've ever done. Portage 1 of the day. It's only 500 meters, but it's mostly uphill. So there's the signs for a road crossing, but I don't think there is a road anymore. So just up here is, I think, where it used to be, but it's definitely overgrown now. So I don't think there's much of a road to worry about here. Okay, portage 1 is in the bag. So now I'm on Rod and Gun Lake. It's about an 800 meter paddle to the other side of this very, very small lake. And then at portage number 2. Portage number 2 is has the stairway to heaven on it, but fortunately I'm going down it, so it should be pretty straightforward. It's only 400 meters and half downhill, so shouldn't be too bad. All right, portage 2, here we go. Try taking a canoe cart through this. All right, going down the stairway to heaven. It's nice to actually be going downhill for a change, since I feel it's usually uphill for me. All right, portage 2 is done. I'm on Lawrence Lake now. And just heading towards my next portage. All right, portage 3 of the day. So this one's about 710 meters, but should be flat, so should be able to power on through it. No, I keep saying it, I never do it, but I'm gonna need to book a trip that's got rest days in it one of these times. I don't know, I kind of enjoy doing the long routes and just powering through, but I think a rest day to enjoy a lake would be nice one of these trips. Maybe next year. right, that's 3. Here we go. That was a nice little stream. Would have been probably a good location for a moose, but I have not seen a moose on this trip yet. So it's a little bit tough going today. I have a bit of a pain in my arm, just my forearm, like right here. So it makes paddling a bit of a pain. I mean, obviously I need to use my core to paddle properly, but it's just enough of that muscle in use that it hurts a little bit, especially when rotating the paddle. So I'm going to continue to take it easy here. Just got to get across this lake to my next portage. It is, it's less than 200 meters. I think it's like 170 or something like that. There's a little waterfall, so I'll see if I can actually get to the waterfall easily and maybe stop there and have a bite to eat before I carry on. All right, here we go. Portage 4. As it ends up, this one's only like 60 meters, so by the time I'm done recording this, I'll turn the camera around and I'll probably be there. That's been my favorite portage ever. All right, so I'm at the end of Phipps Lake here. So there's a portage, I believe, right there. Or I can try to take the stream, but it says it looks like the portage is recommended when the water levels are low. And looking at the rocks around me, I'm guessing the water is at least half a foot lower than usual. But if it saves me 450 meters of portaging, then I'll give it a shot. Let's see how this goes. All right, so far at the worst of it, I've had about a foot of water under the keel. So I'm gonna keep pressing on. It's a bit of effort to push through the grass and lily pads, but so far so good. Hopefully I don't jinx myself. This is another one of those instances where I've taken a wrong turn. So I'm just gonna back myself out of here and then try the other way. It's so easy to get yourself turned around in these little lakes. Sorry, in these little streams. But it's okay. I saw somebody had made a trail. So either a moose or another wayward kayaker or canoeer had already made a wrong turn. So I'm in good company. This looks better. Back on track. All right, that's portage number 5. That's the end of portaging for today. I'm on my lake now, Lac Bonnechere. So I have to go find a campsite now. When I checked before leaving, it looked like it was about half full, maybe a little bit more. So I'm gonna have to probably paddle around a bit to find a free campsite. It's a bit of a funny shaped lake, so I won't be able to see everything right from the middle. I'll have to check one arm and see if there's something free. If not, I'll have to paddle to the other arm. So let's get to it. And away we go. Okay, so I'm on the lake proper now. I'm gonna check out the north arm of the lake here first. There's 2 campsites there. We'll see if those are free. If not, I'm gonna have to head south. All right, that one looks free, but I'm gonna go and just take a quick look around the corner, see if the other one's free. That one's kind of westerly facing, but mostly in the trees. The other one is northerly facing, so I just wanted to check that, see how I'm gonna get sunrise, sunset, maybe the Polaris in the middle of the night for a star lapse. All right, she's a keeper. I'm gonna stay here for the night. So this campsite's got this nice fire pit right here, just on this point. So I'm gonna be able to maybe set up a fire tonight, watch the sunset, have a nice relaxing evening after a bit of a grueling day. So with that, time to get unpacked and set up camp. All right, so I got my camp set up. The sun's already peeked down below the trees, so I'm about to lose daylight soon here. Managed to get a nice little campfire going. There was fortunately some wood pre-prepared, so it made my life a little bit easier, so thank you past campers. Today though, wow, today took a lot more to me than I expected it to. I ended that journey quite exhausted, so for tonight all I have to do is relax, take it easy. I'm about to eat some dinner here. And then tomorrow. Good morning, day 4. So last night was dead calm. It was there was no wind, no waves, no animals, just me and my tinnitus all night. So I managed to get a pretty good sleep. I got woken up around 7 o'clock this morning by a nice alarm clock of 2 loons swimming by my tent and calling out. So that was a nice treat. So I'm just enjoying myself a nice cup of coffee here. It's about 4 degrees this morning, so quite cold. I just need to warm up a bit. Today's journey is going to be quite a long paddle day. I only have 3 portages, I think, but it's a decent paddling distance on Big Porcupine and Smoke Lake, so I'll have to get to it pretty soon here. All right, here we go. Just leaving camp. It's a little after 9 o'clock in the morning. I was actually trying to get going a little bit earlier today, but I kept getting distracted by the loons. There's the one adult and one juvenile, and the juvenile came and hung out nearest to the campsite, so I just enjoyed that for a little bit. So for now, I gotta make my way through Bonnecherre Lake. I'm on the north arm right now. It's actually a great camp spot. It's the furthest from the portage. It's kind of a dead end, more or less, and very quiet, nobody around, no other campsites quite up this way, so it's a very peaceful night last night. So on my way through Bonnechere, I have to go through the Devil's Razor according to the map. I have no idea what that is, so it'll be interesting to see. All right, so that's the Devil's Razor. It's not too bad. Fortunately, the kayak is a fairly shallow draft, so there's a couple shallow rocks that I cruised right over. The rudder tapped something, but apart from that, Smooth sailing. Well, it's a beautiful morning to be paddling. Unfortunately, the pain in my arm is becoming quite significant. I don't know if you can see, but there's actually like a swollen red bump there. I don't know if it's tendon or muscle or something, but it's quite painful at this point. But I've got no choice but to keep going, so slow and steady, and I just got to make it through. All right, portage one. All right, here we go. 200 meters. I'm about a kilometer from the access point now. Luckily there was a bit of a tailwind on Smoke Lake, so it made a pretty easy paddling, and I think I made some good time to get across this lake. But with that means it's another trip's coming to an end, which is bittersweet. Looking forward to getting home to see family, but on the flip side, as always, I'm sad to be leaving the park. This is a much needed trip, so I think I managed to get some good relaxing in. The trip was it's definitely it was a good trip. There's not without its challenges though, but you know, I made it through. So if you watched this entire time, thanks for watching. I really appreciate the comments on the previous videos, so I mean, if you if you'd like to, feel free to leave a comment. I definitely enjoy reading them and engaging with the community. Well, met lots of great people this trip too, so hopefully some of you find the video and enjoy it as well. So with that, until next time.